Why do you think you're the fastest growing creator in the world right now?
I think Kick has helped push me a lot with their clipping budget. So, over 6 figures a month.
Our number one guy here, Clavicular, has generated over 2.2 billion, with a B, billion views in a single month.
In this video, I'm going to show you guys how I use this exact same clipping strategy to generate my clients 40 million plus views. So if you're a brand or creator looking to go viral, this video is for you.
Oh, I'm excited for this. I'm excited, Maxing.
All right, so we'll start today's video by watching a video by YouTuber Devin Nash, breaking down how Clavicular generated 2 billion short form views. So without further ado, let's get right into the video.
You can see our number one guy here, Clavicular, who you may have heard of. You may have been like, this guy just exploded. I see videos of him everywhere. What's going on? I never searched for this dude. What's happening? Has generated over 2.2 billion, with a B, billion views in a single month. He has 69,000 videos. That's short form videos across TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube and X. He has 1,610 paid clippers that are working full time to put this stuff out on the internet.
So essentially what a clipper specifically is a person who makes short form videos from other creators' long form content. So another way of thinking about it is also kind of like having a fan page, right? So I'll go ahead and put up an example right here of essentially what a clip would look like.
Oh my God, what a nice day it is. Oh, I'm excited for this. I'm excited, Maxing. Can we walk on the actual beach?
Every one of these multiple billions of views has that Kick logo square right into the right in the bottom for the entire duration of the video, and every one of the clippers is doing that. That is why Kick is doing this. You must have the Kick banner on every clip. If you mess it up, there's no pay whatsoever.
If you see a Kick logo on every single clip and these are constantly being put up on your feed, then you're bound to be curious enough to go on Kick and kind of check it out for yourself. But not only that, it kind of just helps the whole ecosystem, right? The platform gets growth. The creators that are onboarded to this platform are getting funded directly through the business, and in turn it's basically all around marketing for the creator and the platform.
The way that you get paid is you have what's called a flat CPM. So a CPM is just the amount that you make for 1,000 views, and these will usually be between about 10 cents to 40 cents, but I've seen ones that are as high as about $2 to $3. The primary way that all of this is being funded is that Kick is literally paying for it. The platform. So the streaming platform Kick is quite literally paying for all of this. They are paying to the tune of actually millions of dollars a month to do this.
So we'll get into kind of like a little small clip from a pod that Clav had went on, giving his honest answer about having like the fastest come up as a streamer and exactly how. For some context, the reason why I'm showing you guys this clip is specifically for proof that the number one creator on Kick admits to Kick funding his clipping campaigns.
I think I've arguably had one of the fastest come ups in streaming. Absolutely.
Why do you think you're the fastest growing creator in the world right now?
I think I have a lot of strategies that are good for viral clipping engagement. I think Kick has helped push me a lot with their clipping budget. So, over 6 figures a month, and in that campaign have been going towards pushing me out there to new audiences, because on Kick, there's not really a lot of growth, right? There's not as many users as Twitch, so people aren't organically coming across your streams. So they kind of have to incentivize people to stream on that platform in other ways. And one of the ways I go about it is with the Kick clipping program.
What about other people that aren't essentially Kick streamers? Are brands able to do this? Are startups, are apps able to do this? If you guys didn't know, Stake actually owns Kick. It's basically an online gambling platform. But like I was saying, Stake actually tried this out to get more users on their actual platform, to get more people to gamble on. Essentially what this did is, imagine getting viral moments across literally everywhere from different streamers, creators, and it has a Stake logo literally like right in front of you 24/7. What this essentially does, like as a viewer watching these videos, yes, you might be watching a viral clip of a streamer and you might end up scrolling and keep scrolling, but if you're constantly seeing this, Stake logo straight in your face, you're bound to be curious about it, do your own research, and probably search it up. And realistically, I'm sure Stake has a back-end system where they can track user signups with the whole clipping method. They moved this exact system over to Kick.
So this is a campaign for Caleb Hammer, and you may be seeing a lot of his clips, and this is a separate Discord server that's been created. You can see the payout for Caleb is 75 cents per 1,000 views, that there's a minimum view required for payout, and that there's a payment method. And it shows you the platforms that it wants you to post on. So you can post on TikTok, you post on Instagram, you can post on Twitter, you can post on X. Now, either it's his agency paying for this or it's him, I don't know.
So as you can see, he was super unsure if an agency pays for it or it's a self-funded kind of thing for the specific podcaster that he's talking about. So as a matter of fact, I run a clipping agency, and the way that it works is every time we onboard a new creator or brand, we essentially have them dedicate a marketing budget to put down. So it's kind of like a paid advertising agency, right? You would pay a paid advertising agency and give them money to go ahead and put it into TikTok ads, Meta ads, whatever the case may be, to essentially bring more brand awareness and bring you more sales for your offer, whether it's a digital product, physical product. With clipping, it's essentially the same thing, right? You as a creator or brand will put a budget down for a clipping campaign for the month. And obviously this is something that you would discuss with me as an agency owner. We would set CPMs like were mentioned previously in the video, anywhere from 50 cents to maybe $2 to $3. Well, our main job is as an agency is to essentially use this full budget specifically for clipping around you as a creator or brand.
I think most of these people on this list are going to be people that we don't care about in 2 years. I like the difference is going to be the people that are creating authentic long form content. Obviously, I'm like the old man, like shaking his fist at the clouds. Like, do you remember when people were actually interesting? And like, I feel a little bit of that. But I also acknowledge like this is the ecosystem that we're in.
I really don't think that majority of those streamers are going to be people we don't know about, in the next few years. I highly doubt it, because if we have this ecosystem of clipping, and especially as a Kick streamer, if you're getting funded directly through the platform, why would you want to stop streaming? Or why would you essentially stop being clipped, right? Because the more awareness that you can bring, the more money that you can make as a streamer, which is why Kick streamers love to be where they're at. I also agree with him in the sense of the people that do make authentic content are going to be the winners. But I wouldn't necessarily say that the rest of the streamers are going to be completely forgotten about either, because that's the power of clipping. You can constantly be put out to the algorithm, be put out to the feed, and people will know and feel as if you are relevant. What I really like about what he said is that, he is self-aware of knowing that it's today's form of marketing. So now I'm going to go into a little bit of the clients that I've worked with. So as you can see, we actually have Jack Morrison right here, right? Jack Morrison, he's a Twitch streamer. We've done around 10 million views for him, but obviously that has to be updated just because we just closed a campaign, which I'll get into in a bit. And 23 million views for Spring Hill's, LeBron James and Mav Carter's media company. If you guys are new to my channel, I used to be a personal clipper for Spring Hill, and I'm the one who personally generated 23 million views for that client specifically. We posted hundreds of clips across TikTok and Instagram Reels and absolutely went crazy with the results, and that was just me myself. So that's what gave me the inspiration to start my clipping agency. Essentially, I had a skill and a case study, started pitching it out to other people, and got them really good results with the knowledge that I have around making, short form content. And now I teach a network of other clippers that are also doing this for the clients that I bring on board. We also did it with Higgsfield AI, a big software company, and we also tested this with a small streamer by the name of XO Rich Boy and generated him 1.1 million views. And I'll go ahead and get into the platform that we host everything on, kind of the whole infrastructure behind the clipping stuff. All right, so now we'll get into a little bit of the infrastructure. As you guys can see, we are now in one of the communities that I actually have built and managed for the past few months, working with one of my clients, Jack Morrison. He is a full-time Twitch streamer. I'll put some info right here just so you guys can have a little bit more of an idea of who Jack is, what he does, and essentially he's a gaming YouTuber. When we reached out to him around 6 to 8 months ago, we decided to bring him on board as one of our first clipping agency clients, and we ended up bringing him insane results. So essentially what we do is we host everything on a platform called WAP. We can host clipping campaigns inside platforms like this, right? So we have training modules for specifically, like editing tutorials, brief guidelines. Obviously when we onboard clippers onto here, they have rules that they need to abide by in order for us to be approving clips. So we ensure that all the information is in here. So as you can see, from example usernames to approved TikTok and Instagram accounts, rejected clipping accounts, what a good and a bad clip is, and it kind of goes into the whole, in-depth rules of what we're looking for. We also have editing tutorials. We also have a winnings tab where we've also had crazy amounts of results with some clippers making, a few $1,000s every single month for themselves, right? Clipping for some of my clients. On top of that, we have an announcement. So we drop announcements here kind of to keep everyone engaged inside the community. And we also have a chat feature where we go one-to-one with all of our clippers if they need any, support, or they want one-to-one help. And the most important part, content rewards, is basically the whole infrastructure when it comes to this clipping stuff. So as you can see, we've done 2 campaigns within like the last month or two. This one we generated 1.9 million views. This one we generated 2.5 million views. And the way that it works is, like I said, if you're a brand or creator that is looking for clipping, what essentially you would do is you would put a budget down for the month, and this budget would be allocated to pay out to clippers. We would have a discussion on setting a set CPM. So in this case, Jack Morrison has a $1 CPM. If I were to click on the actual campaign, let me show you how everything looks. We have requirements from description must have Twitch dash Jack Morrison. Usernames must have Jack Morrison in it. Views must be real. Any form of view botting or paid advertising is not allowed. Must be a dedicated page for Jack Morrison. Clips must align with Jack Morrison's brand. We can see the platforms that we want the clippers to be posting on, so Instagram and TikTok. And for the resources, it sends them straight to the Twitch directly. And then we're also able to track, pretty much everything, which I'll get into shortly. So if I were to go to submissions, as you guys can see, we've had a total of 478 submissions. And whenever a clipper submits to this campaign, clipping for Jack Morrison, what essentially happen is we get to track the views, the likes, the comments, the shares, and even the link to the actual account that the clips are being posted to. We get to approve or deny any clips and also flag it if we think that it's fake engagement or any form of view botting, which this ensures our clients that their funds aren't being paid out to obviously people that are trying to scam us. Like I said, this creates a perfect infrastructure to ensure nothing bad like that happens. On top of that, if we were to go to approved submissions, as you can see, one of my clippers is absolutely killing it for Jack Morrison. He just came across a 1 million viewed video in the last 2 days, 40,000 likes and 140 comments. We can also see the payout amount as well. And as you guys can see, this is a clip that I approved. The chart looks good. If I were to click on the account, this clipper has absolutely been going crazy, right? Posting every single day, and it links them straight to Jack Morrison's Twitch account, as you guys can see. So something else I'll get into is kind of like the dashboard, which is the important part, right? We can track the total number of views, the total payout amount, what an effective CPM for our campaigns, and also the total number of submissions. So as you can see, just with those 2 campaigns alone, we've already generated around 679 total clips for our client. And this is the new version of content rewards. They also have an old version of content rewards, and this is the old version. Like I said, 4.5 million views, and with a lower CPM, we managed to generate way more views and way more submissions than a $1 CPM. So sometimes, maybe having a cheaper CPM can generate you more views in the long run. We also tested this with a small streamer, XO Rich Boy, and this is the community that we hosted him on. And as you can see, 1.1 million views, $900 paid out, $1 CPM, and we generated 334 clips submitted to this campaign, which is absolutely insane. But that's it for today's video. So if you guys liked videos like this, just make sure to drop a comment, go ahead and subscribe and like on this video. So if you're a brand or creator that is looking to implement this clipping system for yourself, I'll go ahead and drop down a booking link. You can go ahead and book in. We can discuss further and see if you're a good fit. But other than that, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.